What's your superpower? I'm lucky. Had to buy a new deer stand for the wife, or another one. And because I didn't feel like building one, since I spent a ridiculous amount of money on the lumber for the one that I built last year, which would now be 5 times as expensive as it would have been. And so this, although ludicrously expensive, was cheaper than the alternative. And I don't have to build the damn thing, because I am not a good carpenter and I don't enjoy it. But as we were dragging this 100 miles home, I had this platform strapped down, and I got back into the driveway. Everything was perfectly fine, and I noticed that my strap had broken, because I did not notice, as well as I should have, that this end of the beast was just the expanded metal cut, and those little sharp edges apparently cut my strap. But I was out dragging the road to flatten it out, because that's what you got to do when you live where I do. And I found the strap piece. So that thing actually finally broke about 1 block from the house. So that's why it didn't fall off, and it wouldn't have gone totally flying, but it would have made an abject mess had it come off. So yeah. But anyway, that's not why we're here. What we have is on my boat trailer. It's got a Dexter axle, I believe. And when I first got it, I downloaded the instructions for the axle, because that's what I do, and read it, and it said that because it didn't have a zerk on the outside, it didn't have one of those bearing buddies and things that holds a spring pressure on the grease and all that other crap. You know, it said 6 years, no maintenance. Great. We're going to test that. And well, we did. So I got about 2 years out of it. And the last few months, I've noticed, if you can see, there's a fair bit of grease on my wheel coming out of my axle. It's like, okay, well, that's not certainly 6 years, but let's see what we got. So what it turns out, let's see if we can do this and hold this the right way. There it goes, fairly loose. The axles have a screw-in cap, and there's actually a zerk right here where you can grease it, which is kind of nice. Unless you over-tighten it at the factory and break the threads off, which they did. So it does not appear that much water, if any, got in there. And so we're going to put this replacement, which I believe is the right size, if I can get it, there we go, right here, which is a, see if you can read that, let me get my glasses, good Lord, I'm getting old. Hey. Okay, what do we got here? X002UZJGEGF tie-down Vortex trailer lug axle dust grease cap with the O-ring and the fancy threads and all that other garbage. So we're going to, since everything else looks pretty good, we're going to jack this up, put my ridiculous grease gun on it, spin the wheel and grease it a little bit, because I'm not a big fan of just greasing it when it's static, because it tends to blow out the seals on the back. And then we're going to see if that cap fits. And if not, I will buy the one that does. Then we'll eventually clean up the wheel and make it look like I'm not a hack, which we know isn't true, but that's what we're going to do. So now I'm going to jack it up. And this ought to be entertaining, since we've gotten about 8 inches of rain in the last 4 days. Let's see if the jack doesn't just drive itself down into the mud. It might not. Not quite. There she goes. Yeah, it still spins no problem. No issue. All right. So, I'm going to add a little bit of grease. The leaves and debris out that I just put in it. Oh yeah, she's greasing. Oh, that's good. Stick it right in the dirt, dummy. All right. That should be plenty. Okay. Please, for the love of God, fit. There she goes. And now we'll try to not tighten it to ridiculous excess like they did last time. Now I should be good for another 4 years. But that's a Dexter Vortex part. And I think really that's what they did, is they over torqued it when they put the cap on at the factory. But look. So hopefully that takes care of that, and we'll keep the grease in. But I'm kind of glad it happened, because I wasn't really planning on taking this apart, and now I know there is a zerk in there. So it's real simple whenever I grease the wheels on the camper, because they've got a zerk in the center. They're the easy grease axles. Again, you got to jack it up and spin them so you don't blow the back seals out and grease all the brakes. But this is easy enough to do, and then you make sure you shouldn't have any issues. So otherwise, she's been great. So that's pretty much it from here for today. Oh, one more thing. Another project. Because my taxes are pretty cheap down here. So you kind of can't really complain if the roads are got 4 foot deep potholes in them. But I have this thing, it's a DR grader. I've had it for about 15 years. And because my driveway is dirt and long and gets rutted, it works pretty good, but I use it to maintain the streets. And after today's, I noticed again, when I got right down to the end of the driveway, the welds on this baby have finally failed. So that's the next project, is I'm gonna clean this mess up and see what I need to do to get that back in position. I really believe that one there is also failing, because the way that's sucked all the way back right now, that should be flat, and it's not. So I think I need to reposition these and reattach both of them. But again, it's been really good for 15 years now, so I can't really complain terribly much. Anyway, that's how we're doing from here. Hope everything's going good with y'all. Really appreciate everybody watching. Hope y'all having a good day. We'll talk to y'all later. Take care.